Hi, and welcome to Cat Run Figures. I'm your host, Caitlin, and today we are going to be reviewing Deadpool versus the Punisher, issue 1. So, jumping right on into the comic, we get to see an underground club. So, basically, it is a huge betting ring. Basically, like, it's the horse track version of superhero fights and brawls, just because we get to see every major fight going on with Iron Man, with Captain Marvel. We get to see the Hulk, Iron Fist, Spider-Man, Falcon. You name it, they're all having bets on it. But here's the thing. They're all rooting for the bad guys. These are bad guys that are in this club. This is called Versus. And they're literally taking bets on who is going to be winning all of these different things. There are stakes and everything. So, you know, it is how it is. So, moving on, we get to see the owner of the club is talking to someone. And it's someone who is seemingly there for a job interview. And they're talking about how they always take the guns away from any of the clients. You know, the only fighting that happens in Versus is on the screens, and that it's a place to have fun. You know, the owner himself is a DJ. So he's DJ Rad Jam. That's an unfortunate DJ name. Wow. Anywho, so we get to find out that the individual that was there was actually Punisher. And Punisher tells everyone, "Thank you for giving me your guns." And then he goes through and starts to shoot every single person that was in the establishment. Even the people that are begging for their lives. So we get to see through this panel, and he's just going through, just taking down everyone there. And the owner of the club is begging for his life, praying. I don't really know. It's in another language. English is my main language. So I think he's praying. He's crying. Maybe. So, of course, the Punisher, first thing he does is he sticks his gun in his mouth. He's about ready to blow his brains out. And he's trying to tell him something. And he asked him, he says he doesn't understand. So he might as well write it. He says that DJ Rad Jams might as well write it down. So he scribbles down on a piece of paper, "I can give you the bank." So, continuing on, we get to see Deadpool's slideshow. So, you know how family gatherings, like people way back when used to always show you slideshows, or you know when you're forced to go to a member of your family's house and they always want to show you a million pictures of their recent vacation and you really don't give a damn, but you sit there and you say, "Oh yeah, it's really cool, yeah, oh okay," then you saw that. And that's the same damn picture right next to it. Okay.
Yeah, don't worry. We'll do that to you guys eventually.
But that's not Deadpool's slideshow. I really love Deadpool's slideshow. He's going through and we get to see him and all of his many exploits with all the individuals that he has killed. But I would actually sit through an entire Deadpool slideshow. I think it'd be hilarious. So anywho, we find out that this is actually Bank right here that he does dealings with. He is actually the very same accountant who takes care of all of Deadpool's finances. And he's also a sometimes client. But Deadpool also believes that he's a friend. So as soon as they get to put the pictures of the slideshow and everything up, the bank's son runs in. And his name's Hudson. Hudson is a huge Deadpool fan, so he runs right up to him like any kid. He's got a Deadpool mask on, and he's got 2 fake guns, and he's fake shooting at Deadpool. And Deadpool says, "Oh no, kid bullets are the only ones that I can't come back from." Yeah, he plays along. He's actually really good with kids. So we get to see through Deadpool's eyes the bank's life, where the bank's actually a really nice guy that takes care of all of Deadpool's finances and such. And he's got a great kid and a beautiful wife. And he's always really been there for him when he needed him. And then we get to see Frank Castle, the Punisher's view of the bank. So the way he looks at the bank is Simon was a retirement investor that was just a front who literally just does dirty money laundering for all sorts of criminals and mercenaries the like. And basically the way Frank looks at it is he's got a trophy wife and a kid, and he just has all these dirty dealings throughout. So once again, we get to see Deadpool interacting with the wife. I mean, Deadpool clearly, he's a really good friend to them. And while Deadpool is actually visiting this family, the Punisher shows up, and he's going through the bank's records when Hudson finds him. And he's saying, "What are you doing?" So, of course, Hudson's nanny knows all sorts of fighting techniques, and Krav Maga just being one of them. So, according to the Punisher, she must be some sort of ex-Israeli special forces based on the accent. And she's pretty good, until he knocks her out. So, continuing on, the Punisher is making pretty short work of all of the bank's protection. And he's asking, and basically they're saying, "Wade, help us." And he's saying, don't you have guys for that? I'm just kind of here. So we get this really funny moment where he's saying, "Oh, Frank's here?" And they're saying, "Frank, you know Frank?" And he's saying, "Well, just because we all kind of hang out in these iconic costumes doesn't mean that we really know each other. I mean, these masks, they don't just hide our faces and our identities. They also hide our feelings." So, of course, I laughed at that. I love Deadpool. But continuing on, Deadpool does decide to protect the banks. And unfortunately, during this, the bank's wife, Mariana, picks up her son and she runs away from the situation. So while this entire thing is going on, both Wade and Frank are going blow to blows with the guns. And, of course, the wife's carrying her son away. She's trying to get to their yacht. She's trying to get him to safety. While, the two mercenaries are still going to war with each other. Until, kaboom, the yacht blows up with both the wife and the son, Hudson, being killed. So Wade and the bank are both just completely shocked by this. And Frank's thinking, shit. So continuing on, we get to see Frank going to his safe house. And he's discussing his injuries and everything that he's been going through all of this. And then when he opens up his safe house, he realizes he's been robbed. And there's a lot of blood around here. Until somebody slams the door behind him. And it's Deadpool. And he just looks like he has been shot to hell. So basically, Deadpool saying, how'd you find the place? Well, sorry. The Punisher's saying, how'd you find the place? And Deadpool's going into this really long explanation about the bullets and how they're a pretty hard to find commodity, but he was able to actually find the last place that they were shipped to, which is the Punisher's safe house. Also, he's saying that, Wade, you got through all my defenses. Well, look at him. Yeah, he survived through all the defenses. You got through all of them by setting them all off. But ultimately, he says, the bank put a contract on me. And he says, oh yeah, probably. But I'm doing this for free. Because you find out that Deadpool loved that little boy. He was a great kid. And he was a lot of fun. And he holds Frank responsible for what happened to that child and his mother. And Frank tells him that he didn't set up the explosives. He was supposed to bring in the bank alive. Blowing him up really wouldn't help that. So they're arguing over whether or not the Punisher's lying or not, until finally the Punisher blows a giant hole through Deadpool's skull. So this is a fantastic panel right there. So the next issue, clearly Deadpool is going to reheal and Deadpool is going to attack. So round 1 goes to the Punisher. Round 2 is anyone's game. So yeah, I always really enjoy these Deadpool miniseries. And Deadpool the Punisher issue 1 definitely did not disappoint me. I mean, I got those great Punisher moments that I wanted. And of course, I got my little Deadpool quips that I definitely wanted. The art was really strong throughout. And I'm looking forward to seeing exactly what comes out of this series. I'm really hoping for a fun team up at the very end. So yeah, give me a like if you like this review, comment below and tell me whether or not you picked up this book and if you enjoyed it as much as I did. Subscribe to my channel for more comic book content or check out any of the older videos I have up for offer here on Cat Run Figures. And until next time, I'm your host Caitlin. Bye.